Our next story is about the crazy dream adventure that almost turned into a nightmare. Please welcome Daisie Hobson for Don't Tell Mom About My Crazy Arabian Night.
I really wish I would have gone after Portia. All the visual. Oh my goodness. Can you hear me in the back? Yeah. I really wish I would have gone after Portia. I can't do the visual, but part of my story starts in India too, Dwayne. So, but I didn't have the same experience you did. I had quite an experience in India. And when I knew I was going to India, I decided I was flying Emirates. Who's flown Emirates Airlines? Anybody? Is it not the most amazing airlines on the planet? So I was pretty lucky. I was flying through work. So my story isn't actually a Peace Corps story. In a prior life to the Peace Corps, I joined the Peace Corps late. I am and was and still am an engineer, and so most of my work took me to amazing places around the world. And one of those included India. So I'm on my way to India, and I decide I'm going to take an extended stay in Dubai because I'm flying Emirates. So why not spend 24 hours in Dubai, right? Especially if work's paying for it. Who would not do that, right? So of course I'm in India, and I'm working the night shift, right? Because it's a call center. We're in a call center. Okay? So I'm in a call center, which means I'm working US hours. Yes, I'm the person you would hate. Okay? But we could talk about call centers later. So I'm working US hours, but I'm Googling like what I want to do when I go to Dubai because I have 24 hours. So who doesn't spend like 24 hours somewhere in Google's like what to do in like one day wherever you go, right? So that's what I did. So I'm looking at what to do, and there's a lot of cool things like, have you heard about the mall where you can go skiing in the desert? Right? So that was an option, and like burning up was an option, and visiting the tallest building in the world was an option, and visiting the most expensive hotel in the world was an option. By the way, $1,000 a night was the cheapest room. I'm just saying. Yeah, not on my plan. So most of it's man-made. So I'm looking at this thing, but the thing that was the coolest was this Arabian Night adventure. Doesn't that sound amazing, right? So I'm all for that. And most of it is like, I want to see sunset over the dunes, right? Actually, that was what it said. You have to see the sunset over the dunes. So I'm trying to find it, and I'm looking for pricing, because even though I make $1 gazillion as an engineer, I am a cheap ass bitch, okay? I'm just saying, okay? I prefer to spend my money in other things. I'm not going to give you $200 to go do that. So I'm like, I don't think so. So I don't book it online because I'm like, I'm not paying $200. I'm sorry. It's got to be cheaper when I land. So then I land, and Arabian Adventures is in the airport, and again, it's like $200. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I get to the hotel, and guess how much it is? $50. Okay, so this cheap ass bitch bought that shit. Okay, I'm just saying, $250, I'm buying it. So I do a couple things during the day, but again, I worked nights, so this is actually perfect for me. So I slept during the day, I get up. I didn't go to the mall, but from my hotel, I could see it. So I felt that was just the same. It was fun. So I could see the mall, so I checked that off. I passed by the tallest building, I checked that off. I said, I'm good. I'm going to go on my Arabian Night adventure. So they pick you up at 4:30. It's like a 5-hour adventure awesomeness, right? So they pick you up at 4:30 in this like Toyota 4Runner thing. Okay, I'm like, okay, cool, right? It's comfortable, but of course, as always, I'm the only single girl. Okay, I prefer to travel single. Don't tell Masumi, she's back there, we travel well together. Anyway, so I go to the back, which I don't realize is a mistake at the time, but I go to the back. I'm sitting by myself. All I have on me, in my pants, is my credit card and ID. Because really, what else do you need? Okay? So, needless to say, the Wi-Fi wasn't working in the hotel, so nobody knew where I was in the entire world, including my mother and my 5 brothers and sisters. Nobody knew where I was. Whatever, I do this on a daily basis, right? I'm like, I'm a traveler. I can do this. So, I get in the van, and so it's about 30 minutes until we get to the dunes. What I don't realize are the dunes are like 5 stories high. Like this. And I'm like, okay. And there's like 10 cars ahead of us, 10 cars behind us. Okay, So I'm still cool. We got to go up to see the dunes, right? To see the sunset. Okay, what they forgot to tell me is it's a 30, 40, 5-hour adventure, up and down and sideways and backwards, and oh my God, it was like a roller coaster, but instead of 30 seconds to a minute, it was 30 minutes to 5 hours. It was the scariest shit I've ever been through in my entire life. I was like, is it over yet? Is it over yet? I mean, I'm looking at other cars, thinking they're gonna slide down these dunes, and I'm like, is it over yet? Is it over yet? My neck is going, it just popped right now. Did you hear that? That's pretty much what happened during the ride. And I'm in the back, and everybody knows, especially those who've been in Ecuador, where we travel by buses everywhere, you never ride in the back. Okay, I didn't know that at the time, so I'm like, is it over yet? Okay, so finally it's over. Whether it's 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or 5 hours, I don't know. I was just glad it was over. So we're finally on the top of the dune, and luckily we get our own dune, so instead of 30 cars, it's just us. And I'm watching the sunset, which is the most beautiful thing. It's red, and actually it kind of looks like these lights, which you guys can't see, but it's gorgeous. And it's going down, but you know, the sun doesn't go down that fast, right? It doesn't go. So I'm taking pictures. In the meantime, the guy behind me is letting people sandboard, which is kind of like snowboarding, but it's on sand. So this white girl doesn't snowboard. I'm just saying, right? I've never been on the snow, even though I'm from Missouri. I don't like that. So I don't know what got in my brain that I wanted to sandboard. I really don't. But you know, the other people did it, and they fell on their asses. And you would think with all of this, I would fall backwards too. You know, center of gravity. I am an engineer. You know, I did the math. Okay, so I was like, okay, I'll get on there. I'm going. I go the furthest distance than anybody. And then needless to say, I face planted. Right? That shit hurt. Not just really hurt, not just a little hurt, as in I thought I was going to die hurt. As in I got up and I'm like, can I move my neck? Can I move my ass? Can I move anything else? And then, here's the worst part. I had to walk up back the hill. Because I went down one, I had to go back up one. And nobody comes down and rescues you. Okay? The little jerk face that didn't tell me how to fall certainly didn't tell me how to get back up the hill. Right? So I'm like, so I get back up the hill and watch the rest of the sunset, take pictures, play with the beautiful red sand, and I'm like, I'm dying. So they gave me some aspirin. And then, for the 3 minutes I got left, then we proceed to the rest of the Arabian Nights, which is these beautiful tents that are in the desert. And don't forget, we had to travel again through the 30-minute, 40-minute, 5-hour dunes and roller coaster of an exciting adventure to get there. So not only am I hurt from the first ride out, but then from falling on my face, and I'm completely covered in sand, in places that I don't find sand for like 10 whole days. And then we have to go through the roller coaster again to finally get to this beautiful Arabian Night campground, which is gorgeous. There's tents everywhere. There's a camel sitting out there. There's 3. I could ride a camel, but I've been through enough adventures already. I don't need to ride the camel. I walk in though. First thing I do is go to the bathroom and try to wash some of the sand off my face so I don't look like a complete idiot. And then in the middle of the ground is this huge stage, and we're sitting on, carpet. I mean, it's like the carpet ride. I mean, it literally is Aladdin. Over here is a henna station. Over there, you could dress up in the full burqa. And I just came from India and saw the whole full burqas and didn't need to do any of that. But there's a Hindu section, henna session where they do the henna on you, and then over here was a hookah session, so it was like amazing, but I'm in so much pain, I'm like, I can't do it either. And so finally, I go and sit, which I can't do either, because I'm like, really? So I tried to sit, and then they call for food. And I forgot to tell you about the part where I was in India during Ramadan, and I was in a Persian part of India, and that was difficult because even though I worked nights, food didn't exist after 10 o'clock. So basically I didn't eat for 10 whole days. And then I'm in this Arabian Nights, and it was beautiful, and it was the best food I ever ate in 10 days. But I was in so much pain, it didn't matter because I'm sitting down and I'm like, please can I just go home? Can I just go home? Can someone please just take me home? But in the meantime, in this stage, there's just these beautiful women and men who are doing all these beautiful Arabian dances and everything. So it was gorgeous. So needless to say, if you go on an Arabian Night adventure, I highly recommend it. Most amazing thing I've ever done. Just don't sandboard unless you know how to fall. On your ass. Thank you. Have a good night.